Congressman Joe Walsh from Illinois' 8th District spoke to constituents Saturday at Huntley's Village Inn. Walsh, who is a strong supporter of the Tea Party movement, spoke about the president and current issues in Congress that he had problems with. This after his town hall meeting last weekend in Gurnee, which captured the attention of the media and the nation. Here are some highlights from blogger District106.org.
Agree with you about that. That's not the problem. That's not the mess we're in right now. I am tired of hearing that crap.
So
I am tired of hearing that crap.
Fighting the situation.
Take it for a minute.
Hang on.
Quiet for a minute.
What did I say?
Quiet for a minute, or I'm going to ask you to leave. You need to listen, or I'm going to ask you to leave.
What happened last week? We just wanted. What is your opinion? Do you think voters will be swayed by how you were, or what do you think the passion really helped you?
No, you know, it doesn't matter to me. I'm a very passionate guy. I get pretty fired up. I think the country's going through a really scary time right now, and every now and then I go overboard. And last Sunday I went overboard. Too much coffee, didn't have anything to eat, and I got a little too angry. So every now and then it happens.
So I imagine that you're representing Huntley here. What do you like about Huntley? What aspects of Huntley are different than other towns that you visited? What just makes this community good?
It's interesting and unique because it's a combination of a suburb, it's a very rural area, and yet it's close to more urban areas. So you really get all kinds of folks in Huntley, which is interesting. You get a lot of different opinions. And I find places like that, like this, much more engaging. I'd be very bored if I ever had to campaign in an area where everybody was a certain kind of person and they all agreed with me. You find a really good mix in Huntley.
Okay. You know, what is your stance on education? Because it's, especially for our readers, it's a really important issue. No Child Left Behind and those type of reforms that happened years ago. What is your opinions on that?
I think compared to the rest of the world, we're falling behind, and we have been for a long time when it comes to education. Education in this country has always been a state and local issue. I don't see any federal involvement in K through 12 education. We will not truly improve our public schools in this country until we inject competition. And the best competition is what people call school vouchers or school choice, where you let parents decide where their kids to go to school, public, private, religious, and our tax dollars follow that decision. I think that kind of competition is what will ultimately improve our public schools.
I don't know if you've heard about Huntley proposing, or some Tiger Health System proposing a new hospital in Huntley, and gotten some conflicts with the Illinois Hospital Review Board. And so, do you have? I don't know how much you know about the topic.
Yeah, I do, and in general, I'm in my position in Washington, I'm very agnostic on this issue. This is. Look, I get involved in plenty of issues, and when you get to interesting local issues like this, it's got to be decided locally and regionally, and then with the state. The federal government's dealing with enough stuff. The last thing you want your federal government is even weighing in on issues like this. Oh my God! Another page.
Oh. Go ahead. So what you said you wanted to teach after you did politics. Did you teach before?
I taught. I worked with high school dropouts in the inner city of Chicago for a number of years, and I also taught American government and American history at the community college level. I love to teach, so I will go back to teaching one day.
And then, if you could describe the country in one word or phrase, or in its current situation right now. In its current situation, what would you describe?
Broke and losing freedom. We are at a point in our history right now where government has gotten too big and has too much influence over the rest of free society. And we need to reverse that as quickly as we can.
I have two more quick questions.
Okay.
What do you think the future of the Tea Party is? Do you think it will be as big as the Republican and Democratic parties?
It's already bigger. The Tea Party movement itself It's the silent majority of Americans. It's bigger than either political party. If you add up every American who's angry, frightened, concerned, or scared about how big government's getting, that's the Tea Party movement. And that's bigger than either political party.
Since you were a teacher and I know the college level, what would you recommend for students who are interested in politics or just as a career politician, because you're obviously against that, but you know, and people should be.
All young people should be informed, and they gotta pay attention to both sides. Don't ever just watch Fox News. Don't ever just watch MSNBC. Read the New York Times and read the Wall Street Journal. Be smart. Young people all Americans tend to just listen to their side. Be smart and engaged and get involved. And try to understand, especially young people, how important freedom is. We always just assume that government can take care of all our problems. Young people don't sufficiently understand how important freedom is.
For The Voice Online, I'm Michael Guerin.